Scorpio, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. Welcome everybody to my tarot table. This reading is your reading, so please take it and apply it to the aspects in your life where it resonates. Remember, if this reading doesn't resonate with you, you might want to try your sun, your moon, your rising sign. Sometimes they resonate a little bit more. Scorpios, thank you so much for returning. You guys frickin' rock. And I'm so happy to have you all the time. We're going to get into the astrology, guys. Remember, there's always an extended reading, and that link is down below. And I hope you guys can join me because we really do delve deep there. And I know you guys love your depth. This week, astrologically, we're going to go over the astrology. In fact, I'll sprinkle the astrology throughout the reading. But I already have some cards in front of me. Any cards that pop up in the past area, I know that means that there's something that happened in the past that is impacting today. And then we're going to get into predictive, as in what's to come, while I unravel what's going on right now. There's a lot happening with family, especially probably siblings. Because a lot of it's happening in the 9th house, I believe. It's between 8th and 9th. It's between Gemini and Cancer. So there's a lot of emotion that's coming up. And I got to tell you, pretty intense, almost challenges about things that were left unsaid or how to say things the right way. But what I love about the astrology is that there's been this constant sextile between Jupiter and Pluto, which is grounding you in a way and making you see things broader and be really open-minded in places that you may not have been able to. It's all through faith. And so in many ways, this could be a very empowering week for you. Both Pluto and Mars are your ruling dignitaries. Mars is your traditional ruler, and Pluto, of course, is your modern ruler. But during this full moon that we're going to have on Wednesday, Pluto is quincunxed to the moon, which is conjunct to Mars. So there is a lot of emotion coming up, but I think it's empowering. I think it's a sense of you realizing your capabilities and being able to be really strong where you're needed. This is a time for you to shine because there's a lot that hasn't been talked about or discussed that will need to be. And it's almost like you have the power to confront it and face it. Later on in the week, when the moon is in Cancer, basically the moon is either quincunx or in opposition to Pluto almost all week. So this is an intensely emotional week. And it's almost like holding back feelings or holding back stuff that you really need to say because you feel that it wouldn't be the right time. And once again, a lot of this has to do with family and siblings. So I would love to know how this is impacting you or how this is playing out. I don't know why we keep secrets, but lots of times we do it because we have to, and I just feel like there's just stuff that has not been done or didn't get done correctly, that it hasn't been talked about, and that will be talked about. But it will empower you. It will be in a way that empowers you. And that's still what I really have to figure out. I think it's because you're just strong in situations where other people go completely ballistic. Your stability right now, what I'm saying is your stability right now is going to lend a lot of support to others. I don't think anything horrible is happening. The astrology isn't that terrible. But it will be a week where you're tested, and the test will come with lack of control. Yeah, and I know last week's reading was just take control. And now it's just a sense of toggling between you. There's just some things you can't always control. And so it's handling those things that are making you feel off balance. But when things are finally talked about and the information is finally shared, because remember Mars is in Gemini, you will have the capability of handling it or dealing with it in a way that gives a lot of other people comfort. So let's get into, and another card just fell out. Let's get into the cards that are sitting in front of me. Word. I know that took, that was all dramatic. Something has happened in the past. And this is the truth. The truth transcends illusion and love is all around. Okay, so I understand. Somebody that you've loved or that you've cared about, maybe emotional things that you have buried, especially when there's interactions between Pluto and the moon, that can get really deep. That can get like, I have buried my emotions extremely deep, and I don't like to be forced to feel them. But this is love. This is announcement of love. Love finally coming out. Gemini and Aquarius, so this could be about friendship or about how you feel about specific people. Whoever this is truth transcends illusion and love is all around. Some sort of, it's almost like you're feeling a closeness. There was a closeness in the past, a feeling of goodness, a feeling of love, which surprises me because this is what was buried. Oh, okay. And then we have Hawk Spirit. Let Spirit be your guide. This is messenger energy. So watch out, especially for, not watch out as in a warning, but there will be animal totems coming to you this week. This is also a sense of looking at things from an aerial perspective, trying to remain as objective as possible. Be loyal to what you love. It's almost like in some ways you're circling. This is Cancerian energy. Watching out for your family. Could be a mother figure. A sense of realizing that they are going to need you or wanting to collect information for the family. Let Spirit be your guide and be loyal to what you love. This is almost saying it's like you can't hold back anymore. You can't not express your feelings for someone right now. And that may get in the way of your sense of control. But honestly, I think it also clears out a path for you. If you've been stuck, it may be because you made yourself stuck, because you kept choosing what you always choose to, sort of keep it in. But this coming out is actually the breakthrough that you need. We have see the big picture. So there is a future here. And I think that that's a piece of good news that I want to share with all of you who are watching, that this is not the end of the road. It's almost like in a situation that was kind of hairy, kind of maybe controversial, kind of scary, you, by looking at it objectively, are able to see a pathway out. And this is figuring out the pathway out and realizing there is a future here. And then we say, think on your feet, which is Sagittarian energy. You're going to have to improvise. And in other words, this is the toggle point that would be uncomfortable for you, because you will not get information ahead of time. It's going to come at you in curveballs. And it's almost like that's a little confusing and a little discombobulated for any fixed sign. But there's a sense of, I honestly think these are emotions that you don't expect to feel. I know. You know I love you. I love you. I'm laughing. Okay, I am kind of laughing at you, but I'm laughing with you too. Because it's almost like this is what it is. This is the big, frightening, scary thing in the room. Oh my God, I have to feel some shit I don't want to feel. And it doesn't necessarily have to be good emotions. There could be tears this week, yes. But I think there's just this beautiful sense of relief that comes with it, and a sense of healing that comes on the other side, because there is another side. And by other side, I am not talking about the other side. I'm talking about there's a future here. There's a place to go after these feelings have come out. And I gotta tell you, if this information hadn't come out, if these feelings hadn't come out, there wouldn't have been a place to go. Let's get some details. Scorpio, who is all this happening with? What does this involve? The Lovers. What? Oh, this is a Gemini energy too, and it's all about Mars. So it's all about communications. It's all about talking to somebody. It's all about one-on-one. But how can we ignore that? I asked who, and it's all about love. It's all about a lover. It's all about who you care about, who you want to be with, or loving in general. But some sort of lover. Something happened in the past. Let's see. 6 of Wands. So you felt really good about this in the past. You honestly felt like you'd won big time in the past. Maybe come home to brag, or a happy announcement that you had to share. And this is just about, it's almost like deciding to be loyal to somebody. Who? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? For some of you, this could be marriage. This could be a marriage proposal. Like really feeling like you won. The Knight of Wands means slow and steady, and pedantically deciding to commit yourself long-term to somebody. Deciding to commit yourself long-term, knowing that things have to go slow, taking things very seriously. So why is there any fear? I don't see any fear here in the cards. I see willingness. Yeah. Oh, a little bit out in the future. 9 of Pentacles. Oh, bit. It's almost like in some ways you're forcing yourself to be happy. Or you're forced to see the good thing. Because there's good news here. I mean, the astrology means it's not delivered well. In some ways, the delivery is kind of off. But I can't see anything really horrible. You and your loved ones are safe. Did somebody need that piece of good news? Because it just came out. It's like you and your loved ones are safe. Your family. It's almost like you get a new fresh start. Or you get a new fresh start when it comes to a family situation, or somebody that you were loving and caring about, or you're starting a family with somebody. But this is a message for somebody who was worried and who was dealing with a lot of shit that maybe they couldn't talk about. But there's a sense of you're going to get news, or you're going to work it out. You're going to figure out, and it's going to be functional. You and your family are going to be okay, or whoever this loved one is going to be okay. And the energy is gaining momentum, which means we've only just begun. This is the start of something beautiful, Scorpio. It's just so funny how all these miscommunications, all these crazy communications, and all this shit that maybe you didn't want to share, once it comes out, it becomes the gateway to happiness that maybe you just didn't feel you deserved or was available for you right now. But it's coming out. Yeah, dude, we have the Nine of Pentacles in the future. Let's get some other cards. Do you want to hear? Please leave your comments below. I would love to know, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that you would like a little bit more information on how is this going down. I swear to God, I think it's through some sort of conversation that you didn't want to have, or through something emotional happening that woke a part of your soul, I think, that hasn't been awoken in a while. And one thing catalyzes the other to make you open-hearted in a way. We have Wheel of Fortune. Jesus, This just keeps getting better. This is good news, good luck, and a fortunate turn of events. And I think a lot of that has to do with Jupiter sextile Pluto. You still do have luck on your side. You still do have luck in your favor, working in your favor, fortune, expansion, like taking a not so perfect situation and being broad-minded enough to see the potential with it, to see what a good investment is, because that's basically what it's saying. It's, you know, realizing where the good investment is. Four of Cups is coming up in the past, so you were on the fence about this. You really didn't know if this was going to go well or how this was going to go for you. Maybe you really weren't sure about your feelings on certain things, or you weren't sure about somebody's feelings for you. But I can guarantee you this shit is working around really well. Maybe there was disinterest in the past. Ooh. That's what it could be. There could have been like, all right. Disinterest in the past, but it seems like slowly but surely, or by working side by side, or somebody coming in, if you've had problems with your family or your friends or whatever, somebody helping you through that is making you see a side of them that you did not see before. And the closeness is growing. The energy is gaining momentum toward this karma working out really, really well toward this. For Nine of Pentacles could be the single person card, right? But I don't think so. I think this is value coming to you, or finally recognizing how valuable of an asset you are. So this could be somebody else finally recognizing how valuable of an asset you are. Knight of Pentacles is almost like an offer, a very precious offer may be made to you this week that you know will help your family. So if anybody has been looking for a job or looking for work, this is a really good week that people are maybe their desperation is finally making them look in directions that they didn't want to look before. And that's the best thing they could have ever done, because it was in the direction that they didn't look before that the answer was there, or that the right person was there, or that the right opportunity was there. Oh, what a tangled web we weave. I fucking love this. I can't wait to get into the extended. The link is below, guys. 8 of Wands, 3 of Swords, and 6 of Pentacles. Tell me that isn't almost like you guys to a T. 8 of Wands, everything is moving so quickly and you're not happy about it, but the things that you're not happy about are beautiful opportunities. I mean, I think it's that it's happening so quickly and the changes aren't completely in your control, but the bottom line is they are still happening. There are a lot of offers on the table, maybe none that you expected, but they're coming to you at just the right time. It's almost like the doom and gloom of the 3 of Swords is in a sense where you needed to be. Or I will say this, for some of you, there's bad news that rushes in, but it ends up in a lot of opportunity and a lot of money. So it could be inheritance of some sort, or something that you were very worried about, that it just felt like it was gaining momentum. Quick, fast heartache. Or, okay, I understand. So the heartache isn't going to last very long. It is almost like immediately on the other side, there's such good news that you're like, oh, okay, maybe this wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I want to know where the good news is coming from, though. Let's go to the extended. Let's go. I know it's early. Hold on. Yeah, let's go. I'll see you guys there. Link is below.